Hey, what's going on, everybody? Golden here, and welcome back to another one of these little talk videos. I kind of want to sit down and, of course, give you guys an update of kind of what everything is, going on within my life and so on. So we are very close to hitting 100 subscribers, and I feel like that is, wow, that is something. We are very close to that, and I just can't wait till, I hit that. And I know that I need to actually lock in and actually do something here. And I feel like in a little bit, it's going to be kind of hard to do it because of kind of the situations that are going on in real life with me, but also the fact some stuff with me mentally, because I had this entire summer to kind of lock in with making videos, and for some reason I decided not to, just out of pure laziness and also no motivation. Like, when I want to do something that has to do with videos or just anything in general, I have to have a mass amount of random motivation backing it, as well as genuine support that is coming in to kind of like keep me going. Because if I don't have anything that's going to keep me going and I'm just sitting around and waiting and nothing is really happening, I just don't really have a reason to sit down and kind of like waste my time on it. But I've started a project IRL to kind of, help people around the entirety of New York. I don't really want to specifically mention it, just so it's more of like not necessarily a private thing, but I'm out there doing stuff. And I'm also doing some other stuff where I'm making a script for something. I'm currently learning. I mean, I already know a bunch of code, but I'm learning even more code. I'm learning how to use Blender. I'm doing some stuff like that because I feel like at this point in time, I realize that because I don't have motivation to kind of do something like YouTube, for example, I feel like it's about time that I kind of like get off my lazy ass, or just get off my ass in general, and just do something. Because I feel like if I haven't done anything, you know, obviously nothing was going to come to me. And I kind of wanted to share that with you guys because there's a lot of people that are out there in the world that think if they just sit around and wait, something will happen. In that case, only happens in fictional scenarios. Never in real life will an opportunity just happen to you unless you go out of your way to do something. And that's kind of the liberty and path that I'm on now, where I think that it's about time that I go and I do something, that I stop sitting down and I stop wasting time, and I go out and actually do something with my life and make something of myself rather than just sitting down and waiting. And the thing is that even when I've done that, especially in places like school, it always has felt like that it has never amounted to anything at all. And knowing how the school system works, that's basically what it is. And with YouTube, in a way, I kind of feel like it's the same thing, where if I put effort into editing something or put effort into a video, I don't get anything out of it compared to just releasing a video. And that statement is pretty true. But the one thing that I should have done, and which I'm going to do now, is actually upload videos. Because as long as I upload, there are still people that are watching. There are still people who are subscribing to my channel no matter what. So I shouldn't sit down and I shouldn't wait and I shouldn't be demotivated because I'm not getting the exact views that I, very specifically, wanted. Because it just doesn't work like that. You just have to grind for it. And I think, with school or college really coming up for me again, it feels a little frustrating that school is going to get in the way. But at the end of the day, knowing me, school isn't something that I concern myself with. And it also isn't something that is going to stop me from making videos. and that I should just sit down and make the videos anyways because there's no reason not to make the videos. I should do something, and even right now, I'm working on a Gmod video that I really want to get out the door. I'm pretty excited to do something like that because I haven't done that before, you know? I haven't made like a Gmod video, and I gotta admit, I gotta shout out to Gentoy for giving me kind of the motivation to do this. But it also kind of leads back to how I haven't been able to get the exact friends to sit down all at once or really be able to get interested into what I want to do, like YouTube, and to record. So to be able to even have the footage that I have right now genuinely feels like a big miracle because people, I feel like we should have, gotten something done. And it's amazing to me how they're always here, you know, to support me or do something, yet when it comes to their own motivations in something, they just don't have the will to do it, and then it just leads to them being like all saddened and confused on what they want to do with their life, when at this point I feel like it's just take what you want to do and then just apply yourself to it, and you'll manage to get something out of it. Especially in this day and age where the internet is such a powerful place, you're able to really put yourself out there and genuinely get something out of it, even if you are starting off small, kind of like me. But again, like, I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and to be able to see that is just absolutely incredible because never would I have thought of hitting 100 subscribers. And now we're getting to the point where, yeah, I'm going to be there pretty soon. And even after that, I'm going to gain even more subscribers after that point. But as I mentioned, I kind of want to go back to the main purpose of this video, and mostly what I want to talk about is that things are starting to change, and I feel like as a person, after kind of being off of certain places on Discord and really just getting off the internet and going out more, I'm starting to feel a lot better about myself and have started to lock in with my mentality and the way how I act, because before I kind of acted like a dumbass on purpose, and I realized that acting like a dumbass was not fucking worth it, or being angry and trolling people on the internet just isn't worth it either. And in a way, I kind of feel like that I ruined my name by kind of just sitting down and doing that. So my whole new direction is that I kind of want to change myself and change into somebody who I actually want to be, which is a positive influence to the people, and so on. I want to be able to upload that entertaining content. So for the most part, I think that I'm going to be having two online personalities for the most part, and I'm just going to go with it and see. And even with that, I also want to like even change again like myself as a person. So from dressing like shit, I'm starting to kind of get the gear together and get the things that I want together to finally like become someone. And obviously, for the people I know IRL, I mentioned this to a few of them, but I'm going to be changing like my whole fit, my whole mentality, the way that I do things. And I feel like something like that is kind of great. It feels good to be able to do something like that, especially you know, when you don't have that motivation or anything to really push you forward. I think that brute forcing yourself to do something is better than just not doing something at all. Because when you see if it takes you places and you start to get some recognition or start to kind of see what you want to do with your life, you're probably going to be thanking yourself later on for brute forcing yourself to kind of gain, or not to gain that motivation, but to brute force yourself to do it anyways, and then gain that motivation to then go and do it, which is something that I did, and I think it was worth it. I think it was 100% kind of worth brute forcing myself, and sometimes I still lose that motivation with certain things, but I continue going with it because there isn't a reason for me to just stop where I am right now when I'm starting to make progress. And right now, I don't know. I definitely feel pretty good that what I'm doing now is starting to change people's lives IRL. And even on the internet too, I think that we're really in a time of need for more positive influencers. You know, not somebody like Mr. Beast or Kai Sanat or Captain Dan or Jack Dorothy, Johnny Somali or Haktua Girl. I want to be somebody who wants to do good. I want to be somebody who wants to entertain people. But I also know that's pretty hard to do as well for me because if if I don't have people kind of backing me as well to kind of help with something like this Gmod video that I'm going to upload soon, it just feels like it's going to waste in a way. And you know how I feel about things going to waste. I mean, it happens, but you definitely don't want to do it. So outside of that, I do feel really good that I'm going to be kind of changing myself into someone better because there have been people in my life who, especially on the online scene, who have just been trying to hold me down and come up with all of these things to try to ruin me as a person. And despite me knowing that all of this is fake, you know, something like that is pretty scary. And the one thing that I could say is that I feel glad that I know that these people are just critically insane and that nothing is ever going to happen. And if something does happen, I have more than enough evidence to back me up on what this person is trying to claim against me, considering how a lot of them are just crazy. And the one thing I could say about it is that if you are chronically online, I don't think that, you know, you need to kind of get out and start interacting and doing more things IRL, because as much as I love the internet as well, you kind of get too engulfed in it even, and start to kind of, it starts to warp your mentality. It starts to warp the way how you think and way how you do things. And if something doesn't go the way you want it to, how you see it in your perfect world, you start freaking out over it and you start losing your mind. And I've seen that happen to way too many people. And as someone who is can self-realize things and who can notice things a lot better and put things together faster than other people, I've kind of realized that, and I'm very glad that I, at least for the most part, have taken the actions to kind of prevent myself, for the most part, from being like that. Or not even for the most part, just in general. I feel like that I have kind of stopped myself from being like that. And obviously, I'm a very opinionated person, and I think that it's just better sometimes to just not speak out against something because you realize at the end of the day, it's really not worth it. It's also really not worth your time wasting time with people that you don't know IRL or people that you will never meet. Because in this generation of the internet, everybody is evil. There are so many evil people that are out there and that are especially roaming the internet who want to try to pretend to be this good guy when in actuality they're just a big evil piece of shit who are plotting against you for no fucking reason, by the way, day one from when you meet them. Now, I can't say this is for everybody, and I can't say that every person you meet online is that, but it's a very big majority of people, and it's really hard to find the few good people that are out there that aren't like that. And we have pretty much seen this with so many YouTubers who get falsely accused, or even, go with these people, and then those people end up exposing them, despite them being the, like the YouTubers as an example, being adults and knowing what the difference is between right and wrong within a situation. Obviously, a minor could know the, right and wrong between a situation, but still continue to go with it anyways. Which, in that, I guess, part, it's both their faults, but not the main point. I think that after kind of realizing this, I think it's good that I've met a few good people on the internet that I know that I will be friends with for life. And I also feel pretty good knowing that there's also no point of me becoming friends with anybody else on the internet, especially when, you really have to be wary with, you get the point of what I'm saying, of who you're talking to. So I feel like that's kind of like a big major relief off my back, and I feel like changing myself into somebody new kind of negates what happened kind of in my past, especially when I was a minor, and into somebody new who wants to be somebody else, especially somebody on, the better side of things. So yeah, there's that. And for content, again, with what's going on IRL with me and with school starting soon, it's going to be a little bit more complicated to try to get people, or to even find the motivation myself to be able to kind of sit down and record a solo video, considering nobody watches solo YouTube videos like that anymore, especially within the gaming scene, unless it's really multiplayer or anything like that. So yeah, it's a very odd situation for me, but knowing me, I always find a way. So nonetheless, I'm very glad that you guys have kind of made it this far into the video. Not really that many people kind of have to sit down and listen to what I have to say, but as long as I have someone, even if it's myself, listening to my thoughts, I think that it's really nice to be able to sit down and talk, because, being able to kind of interact with your community in a certain way is nice. I think that interacting with your community can be dangerous, but also very nice at the same time, because it shows it shows that the people, or it shows that you care about the people who are going out of their way to support you. So with something like that, I want to thank you guys for almost 100 subscribers. I can't wait till I hit it, and I'm not really sure what I'll do when I hit it, but it's going to be fucking awesome. So thank you guys for listening.